Hello to you, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my page. My page is about common sense. I tried to keep it down under the nitty gritty under 10 minutes. And if it goes over 10 minutes, it's something very, very, very important and not important to liberals, libertards, people who believe in God, people who smoke, people who drink, people who simp, people who like marijuana, people who like everything what everyone else likes to do. My videos are not pertaining to the masses of asses. Listeners' discretion is advised. I'm your friendly neighborhood Sexologist. Welcome to your doom. Now, if you have any comments, questions, or insults, or roast fest, you put it down below. Thank you very much. Now on to the show. Now, please read my description before you make a comment. If you have a question about something, please ask it. It'd be more of a fool to someone who doesn't ask a question than someone who does ask. Because if you ask a question, that leads on to true wisdom and also then to research. Okay, enough of my philosophy, okay? But of course, that's kind of like common sense though, but most of you don't have it. So get on with the topics now. I want to talk about two topics in this video. I want to try to keep it down under 10 minutes, 5 minutes apiece. Life is short. We live less than 100 years old. Fall for your type and also why we are here. All right? Fall for your type and why we are here. When you fall for your type, let's begin. When you fall for your type, please understand that you have to have enough knowledge in the world, okay, or too less of a knowledge to know what type of person that you should be with. Lots of times when I talk to people, give counsel to people, give therapy to people, even some psychological information to people, they tend not to do their research. So if you're the disciplinary, okay, let's start here. That's the highest form of evolved human. Okay. And then there's those people who don't care about much. Okay. All right. So the more knowledge you have, the more spiritually aware you'll become, even though you may not truly be self-aware about everything in this physical plane, because you don't know what's on the other side. It's a surprise. It's a surprise. And then there's those who refuse knowledge, becoming lazy, or they lack the ability to memorize things. Okay, so it's low and then high. When I say fall for your type, I always tell people, okay, are you a person who's struggling in some department or some field? Okay, this is very important because if you don't know who you are, then you should talk to someone who don't know themselves. That's like 80% of you. Most people are not supposed to be in relationships simply because they haven't been trained on how to be in relationships in the first place. Okay, you understand that? So, if you're a person who likes to smoke, you should deal with someone who likes to use some form of drug, okay? If you feel that you're a drinker, you should deal with someone who are basically a drinker, okay? And then you could understand your own reflection of why that person uses that drug in the first place. Okay, you understand? I hope you guys understand. So if you're overweight, you should deal with someone overweight so you both can work together. This is very important. Now, let's say, for instance, you get a little dark because you can't handle yourself or you can't remember certain things. Then you should handle someone just like yourself. Okay? Now, a person like me, which most women can't handle and most people can't handle, I kind of pick and choose my battles, okay? Because I know that their level is not as high as mine, okay? So I have to take some sort of quality to pick out what I like about a person, right? So everyone has some sort of quality that you may like or may not like in a person. The higher you are, the more options you have. The lower you are, the less options you have. Because it'll be harder for you to have enough confidence to find your type of person in the first place. Because the more confidence you have, the more quality of person you have, the more mindset you have, or the more research you have done, okay? And if you go to the low, the more lacking. So that's all I really wanted to say about that. That's under 5 minutes about fall for your type. It is very important to fall for your type. It's very, very important to be upfront all of the time about your needs to a person so you won't waste time, because most people do waste their time because they do not have a plan. They do not put things on the table. Now, let's talk about the next subject. I hope you understood that you could learn something from that. Okay. Now, I also want to say about falling for your type. When it comes down to materialism, fall for your type again. All right, always fall for your type. There's always karma for everything you do. Now, the next thing is that why we are here in this world. This is the ultimate answer of why we all are here. Okay? Let's try to use a bit of common sense. First of all, you don't know the other side. If someone tells you they know the other side, then they're more likely a fool. Okay? Unless they crossed over like myself. Okay. Now, if you meet a person who's an indigo child, starseed child, there is many different variations of the other side, because no one says that there's only 10 different dimensions and you haven't been there. You always ask the person, have you been there? Okay. And they'll say no. It's a speculation. It's a theory. The real reason why we're here is because of the experience. No, regardless if it's negative or positive. Remember what I said. You are here, or maybe we all came here, to experience something different from the other side. That's a beautiful thing. This is why this world is called a beautiful nightmare. Hell in hell is what you make it. It's in your own mind. All right? Okay, we came here so we can learn the difference, so we can learn about everything and everything, anything, everything, to experience it. Sorrow, suffering, pain. All these things are different from different other dimensions which don't have those things. Isn't that something? It's an amazing life. But we can't live it forever like some demiurge gods who lived like 6,000 years, like Ramayana. Okay, he lived to 6,000 years and he went back to the heavens. But of course, this life is so exciting to the point that you may want to come back here. Like when I was playing that game on the Sinua's Sacrifice, there's a song at the very end. And the song is kind of telling you, don't you like this life? Don't you like this life? Don't you want to come back here? Okay. Well, let's put it like this. You live in the paradise world on the other side. Every time you're living in paradise. And then next thing you know, you want something different, something unique. Okay. But of course, you try to talk to the God, okay, who created the realm that's on the other side. And he says, no, I don't want you to go. But instead, he has no choice but to throw you there anyway, because you're his child. How about them apples? That's why this world, people say, is Satan's world. And it's the best world there is, because you live less than 100 years old. And of course, if you're living more than that, good for you too. But nothing lasts forever. Please, to think about the concept of forever means that you have comprehension of being on the other side. You have been in multiple dimensions, time and spaces. But you don't know how time works on those times. Do you understand that? So the real reason why we're here is for the experience only. To learn, to evolve, or even to devolve. Some people are just animalistic by nature, okay? And they will keep coming back into this, like being in that low formation. 80% of you are like this. I don't care if you're dwelling in just politics, capitalism, any form of materialism is a form of his experience. It doesn't matter which way you look at it. You can't escape it. So, I'm not trying to create a Heaven's Gate or anything, but this is a special video for those guys who want to know why we're here. Why does life exist? It's the experience of why we're here. That's it. Nothing more. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream. Think about it. So when you go to sleep within the dream, within the dream, within the dream, you can't remember who you were in that dream, because you know why? Row, row, row your boat. See, the real reason why we're in this reality is if you're a deep thinker like myself, you'll come to the same conclusion. If you're not a deep thinker and you're so focused on one topic in this world, You're losing the point of this reality. I've talked to countless people who are so much into this field, and that's it. They're never into about anything else. They're never about into anything else. So they make their capitalism through that certain particular type of field. Such a loss. Because in their next life, they're not even going to be that person. They're not going to be able to have the capabilities. People forget to do research on reincarnation. People forget to do research on different species in different planes and dimensions in time. But, as I said before, roll, roll, roll your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Understand, you don't know things. Please say it. Don't be arrogant and say, I do, and I did some research on the mathematical equations. And don't say, I found out mathematical equations so I can control everything. Because we may be here for 3 reasons. To experience, to evolve, to devolve, or we just may be trapped in some prism or some shit. Because the Scientologists say that too sometimes. We came from a different direct dimension in time and space. And they captured us and they brought us here. Possibly. But let's keep it simple though. Just the experience alone keeps you balanced. If you're not balanced, then I don't know what side of insanity you are on. Because some people don't care about human lives. And then some people do. Okay? But also, never forget about the other species that's amongst us. And I do not forget about you, werewolves, bats, shapeshifters, and ghosts. I don't forget about none of you. But other than that, I know that most people live in fear, and that's food to certain types of species. Understand that's a fact, okay? Not a theory. But as we are in this reality, it is actually reversed. Because you don't really know what a fact is. You don't even know if this reality is real. Just like if you watch The Matrix, you understand. But even within that dream, they're trapped too. A theory is a fact. And a fact is a theory. Thank you very much for listening to me, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page. And you have a nice goddamn day. And what am I going to say? I'm your average man. I'm not your Peter Pan. Peace.